So this is a quick video on well, I don't know how quick it's gonna be, but you know, try to keep it quick on sequencing and just you know, basic workflow on the MPC. This is a 1000, but you know, it's basically the same on every model, including I would think the Renaissance, except that's in software. But you know, this is what an MPC how it do. So you know, I got the sample here. Actually, I got a couple of samples. Here's one. Got very lucky because it's basically just 4 bars. So, you know, I split it into 2 pads because I guess it wouldn't sync up. I don't remember when I first made this. I guess the whole 4-bar loop wouldn't sync up, you know. So, because, you know, when people play stuff live, which is what this is, live instruments, sometimes it doesn't follow a mathematical, you know, BPM. And then the switch up sounds like this. So, and that's actually the same sample, but I'll give you guys a little, this is a little trick that I kind of figured out, but I'm guessing a lot of seasoned producers know how to do this, but I think it's pretty awesome. I haven't seen it done that much, but basically back in the day, when stereo first came out, when that technology first came out, where you could like pan, you know, they were able to like, you know, pan things left and right, different instruments in the track, because they started doing multi-tracking or whatnot. I guess the musicians or the recording engineers were really excited about that you know, it was like a huge leap forward from mono. So basically, they tended to, a lot of records, a lot of these old records from the 60s and the 50s and the 70s, I guess, they would have stuff that's panned hard right or hard left. So you could actually isolate different instruments when you sample, especially on the MPC, because it's got this cool. So basically, the concept is if you got your strings going on in the left channel that's panned to the left, and then you got in the same sample, and you got like the guitar loop right with the violin on the right, or left and right, you could actually, on an MPC, there's this feature here. When you go into your mode, edit, say that's your sample, right? Edit, you hit edit, and yes, it's got this feature here, and so you could like discard, extract, these are the basic things, right? But then you also have, what you could do is delete the right channel and make the left channel into a mono sample. And you could do the same thing with the other side. So, I'm going to cancel, because I don't need to do that right now. But but the thing with that is, what you could do is, you can make a copy of the sample, so you have 2 of them, and then make one, you know, delete the right, and make the left channel, which would be like, say, your strings, in my case, a mono sample that just plays the strings. And you could pan it later, that's up to you. You could pan it inside the MPC to the left or to the right or whatever, but the idea is that you end up with these, out of that one loop, I ended up having a whole track, basically, because I got the main groove with the guitar, the turn, 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 and then I got the strings, which is like a switch up, like a chorus. I could use that as a chorus. I could play it by itself just to make the track more interesting. So that's what I ended up with here. So that's my main track is this, right? And then my switch up, you know, or the chorus is this. And when you layer them on top of each other, they fit perfectly because they were originally part of this, played over each other. But then you could also play them separately, like so. For example, here I just have, and this is my switch up, right? So it goes from the main track, which is the guitar loop, to this, and then check this next one out. This one's dope. I actually dropped the guitar out and it just plays the strings. Listen to this. And then it drops back to the original. See, that's pretty dope, right? So, and how you would sequence on the MPC would say I created my main beat, which is the loop. Then so you know, that's the concept. So you sequence you record your main sequence, and then what you could do is you can go to mode. Mode. No, never mind. What you go is you go to your where it's the sequence is highlighted, and you hit the window button, which opens up this window, and here you could actually copy that sequence. So say that first sequence, I could copy it to a spot in the sequence where there's nothing, and I press do it. So now I have a copy of that sequence, and now I can make changes to it. So for example, that's how I ended up with, I got like 5 sequences here. So I got my main one, and then it switches to basically the same thing, but with this little, where's this little sample I put in there? Yeah, I don't know where I got that from, but I thought it sounded cool with this, like. So it just gives it a little transition. So sequence 2 is the main sequence with just that little transition, and then sequence 3 is with the strings, and then sequence 4 is just a string solo. So then, you know, so you end up with all these different versions of your sequence. And that's how you build a song. So, and then from there you could actually go into song mode, and where's song mode? I haven't used it in a long time, but here, and then you would actually see here, you would just sequence 1 reps. That's how many times it's going to repeat. So you could say, so it's a 4-bar sequence. It's 4 bars. So say if you want your verse to be 16 bars, you would put this 4 multiplied by 16 bars divide that by 4. So you need it to repeat 4 times, right? So you say 4, boom. So it's 4 by 4. Does that make 16? Yes. Okay. Sorry, math is not my strength. So that's how you arrange your whole song, basically. So you can have an intro and outro, and chorus, whatnot, and pretty much you could change the tempo too. Each sequence will have its own tempo, because sometimes sometimes I've had problems where, like, it's not a problem, but sometimes we'd have a sample that goes really well for a switch up for the original beat, but it just doesn't quite fit the tempo. So sometimes you might have to go from like 90 BPM to 91.5 or something, and it's not really super noticeable to the ear, but it's noticeable when when the sample is out of sync. But the BPM change is not really noticeable, so you could just go from 90 to 91 and back. When you switch your sequences from sequence 1 to sequence 2, for example. So you could do that. A lot of sequences can't do that. They have a master tempo and that's it. But the MPC could do that. So, yeah, man, that's the joint. And I'll go from the main track to the chorus. This is how I would arrange it personally, because I've done a lot of instrumental music, just instrumental joints. I got an instrumental album out called Soul Crack, which is a lot of just, I try to make it interesting without vocals. So, with that, you got to really think about how you're going to flip these samples and what you're going to do with them. So, that's how I learned a lot of these little flips. And then from there, I'm going to go. This keeps the song interesting, because if you got the same, even if it's a 4-bar loop, over and over and over, yeah, it's dope, but it's nice if you want to make a song. It's nice to have the switch ups. See? And then from there, you could actually solo shit out too, like. So one more thing I wanted to show was you might hear these little drum rolls that I'm doing here, and I want to show you how that's done. You hear that little brrrp? So that's just the kick drum with the note repeat on. And you hold the note repeat, and you set the timing to 30-second note triplets. And then you take the full velocity off, so now you could go. Okay, but don't go crazy with it. Don't abuse it, otherwise your shit's gonna sound all crazy. But it is an awesome feature, so but you gotta just go easy with it. So something like that, Alright, peace.